If you're talking sports, it's the matchup. Mickey, who is Zizzy? We're cutting it up. Just a couple of athletic enthusiasts. You know what it is. The Mickey Zizzy podcast. What's going on, everybody? Season 4, episode 3. And when I'm talking like the number 3, I mean it was the third time that these teams were going up against each other in the conference finals. And we know how it ended. But yeah, I have so much crap. Honestly, crap is the word. Like so much crap to talk. I got a dog on here with me because the Heat got that dog in him. And we 7 undrafted players. It don't matter. We win this thing. Let's go. I'm so excited. Brings the best out of us. G for 3, Grant Anderson. He's the man. But we all know what this episode is about. The NBA playoffs. Mickey, what's up, dude?
You know, I'm not gonna get too emotional. The C's are down bad. I wish we were recorded after that game 6. Talk about a legitimate roller coaster of emotions, this entire series of no hope, of cloud 9, of jumping through the roof to falling down to the floors and just drowning in the tears. I mean, I want to get mad. But I'm more sad. I don't really have much other words. We're gonna digest that entire series. Well, pretty much after 3-0, because that's the last time we recorded. But kudos to the Miami Heat. Coach Spoelstra is the dude. And I guess let's get into it after 2, really. I just now saw that. Anyway, person of the week, who you got?
The person of the week this week is actually going to be my oldest brother, Evan. Um, he's actually been putting in work like in between. He's surgical tech, so on his days off, which he gets like Fridays off and whatever. But other than that, it's all 12-hour shifts. So in his free time, he has decided to construct an entire lanai area, outdoor porch area. I mean, it's been like concrete posts and cement pouring. I mean, it's been the whole deal. He just finished it. He sent me some pictures. It looks really, really nice. His wife loves it. I'm sure Cole would love it if he really understood what was going on. But at the same time, Archer, the dog, he's been running all over it. He's loving it, you know. So just got to shout out Evan because he did a hell of a job, and I was super proud of him. And it's cool to see the DIY projects come out exactly how you want them.
Hey, true that. DIY projects are huge right now in the Hines household. So I know the gratification after finishing one of those is pretty
It's immediate.
Shout
Dude.
out.
It's like, dude, it's some of the best stuff in the world. I love that stuff. I know we're getting older because of that, but like the DIY projects, we live for those.
Yeah, because we're old now. Anyway, not personally, but kind of personal week. But shout out to the wife, Haley Hahn. She's been doing crazy work on the place. Got to give her a quick shout out before person of the week. Just got moved in. We are kind of in the new studio. But we're getting everything unpacked. I don't know if this is officially, we're going to play around with stuff, but then maybe I'll officially drop a studio here soon. We'll be trying out new places here. But the person of the week is going to the birthday boy tomorrow. We're going to go out to Isaac Hahn. We've been golfing a lot lately. We have another golf tourney. He's kind of my scramble partner, you know, the quadruple, whoever two we can take along. But shout out him. He's doing crazy stuff. He's playing semi-pro football. He's quarterback, scoring touchdowns, throwing the rock. He's improving his golf game a ton. I mean, he's almost about to break 80 while I'm over here trying to break 100 for the season. He's been a little mini coach as well. He's sending me links and stuff. So to get better on the links. But huge shout out to Isaac Hahn, person of the week.
Absolutely. I mean, I saw this man's making Eagles the other day. I mean, he's all playing semi-pro football. This man can do it.
Now,
I missed that guy.
Zizzy, let's talk about this. The series ECF. Yes, your Miami Heat won. Now, do I let you gloat or do I just go into it? Let's say game by game. Okay. So it was that night. It was after episode 2, y'all, where we were like, hey, Heat got to close it out, go for the sweep. And I had a little to no hope. And we went and got the job done. It was a pretty commanding win, 97-110. And it got my hope up. I think it was after that game that, don't let them get one. And that's when we were all getting excited, right? So I was happy for that. But the big thing is some of the stars showed out. I mean, that time it was Jaylen Brown, Derek White. That was one of the Derek White game, which he had a whole lot more to do with this series than we all know. So, I mean, that was just a commanding win. It was like a must win, and everyone bought in. Everyone helped contribute. Anything else about game 4 or game 5? Sorry.
Yeah.
Game 4, we talked about game 5.
Yeah. So game five. I mean, y'all just came out and were making the shots, and I mean that's kind of like a make or miss league, and we'll get into that a little bit too. But for y'all to come out and make the threes the way that y'all were shooting that night, for Derek White to come out and have the role player, I mean, like he's a role player, but he had star mentality the last few games of this series. I mean, it started with game 5, and it carried momentum throughout the rest of the series, but it was big time for him that night. And I mean, I've kind of said like game 5 and getting into game 6 when we talk about that, but it wasn't Jimmy's night. I mean, 5 of I want to say it was like 5 of 12, 5 of 14 or something like that shooting. I mean, just not his night shooting. And I mean, he had been playing great up until that point. And I mean, for us to be able I would have never said that we would really truly go out and sweep you guys. Like I had told you before the series even started, you guys are probably the better team on paper. It just had gotten to that point when we had gotten to the point that it did. And but for me to expect the sweep, I can't say I necessarily was. So I mean, kudos to the Celtics to keep to force game 6, keep the momentum alive, but just wasn't that night.
And obviously, the big thing we do have to talk about is game 6, game 7, because I feel like that's where all the action came, or at least not really game 7, but game 6. Now, let's go backwards. The shot. Yank, we are texting back and forth. Emotions are high.
So emotional.
We were talking about Miami had every single call. The Miami was in the bonus with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. So I don't want to hear this foul talk.
In the third quarter.
In the third quarter, 9 minutes. That's a whole lot of time shooting free throws. Anyway, Boston still hung in there, made some shots, but also some missed opportunities by your man Duncan Robinson, which I still don't get why you're hyping him up, because you'd be hyping up Caleb Martin. Dude saved the series for y'all. He really showed out and was the Robin of this basketball team. He came, showed out. I think he had 21 in game 6. I'm checking it right now. 21 in game 6, right behind Jimmy. And he really kept y'all in it. Now, I love seeing Duncan Robinson miss, which he made that one shot. I was like, oh my goodness, here we go again. Yank's about to go off on a tangent, right? But the 3 seconds left, the whole foul, it was a foul. Foot was behind the line, tissue, whatever you want to say. It was a foul. Jimmy Butler ice in the veins, and this man is on a whole nother planet right now, Yank. He's balling. Let's just say that, right? And, you look at the other people, like just hit him at 31. Like, that's what you need out of your star, right? Mark Smart had 21. Jaylen Brown had 26, but the shot. Now, first, Joe Mazzulla, what we kind of doing, right? I think they tried to develop the play, and it didn't happen, right? It was going, and the Marcus Smart kind of just went towards him, turnaround jumper, which I love. Shoot the ball early, try to get the rebound for a tip in, like we're playing the game of 21, right? Backyard basketball, tip in, set the opponent back to 0. Well, Derek White went and did that, and that's like something you dream of as a kid. You're playing, oh, he tips it in, he misses it, but he tips it, they win. And it was legit that. And I'm jumping. Well, at first I kind of like startled, wait, but like I saw the ball leave his hand, right? And then the red behind the backboard. Get up, cheer, and I swear I jump up. I was hanging out good friends, the Coxes. And I swear I almost hit Bryce's ceiling. I jump up, let's go. Hurdle his couch, like excited as all can be. And is it gonna happen? And it ended up happening. So I was on cloud 9. Everyone was typing back. The Derek White game, the putback left his fingers with 0.2. So I mean, that's just my big, like, I'm so excited. All like momentum, energy, excitement. I mean, 3-0. That was the hardest part. You go home to the TD Garden to close the series anyway. Talk about that game 6 and some of your emotions.
Yeah, I mean, game 6 was an all-time classic. Absolutely. I mean, it's a back and forth game. It's defense. I mean, one team starts pulling away, they get reeled back in, goes the other way. I mean, and role players making shots. Like you said, Duncan Robinson. I mean, before we even get to the last 3 seconds, he has 2 threes too. I mean, and especially the one where he just. I mean, I feel like you got to just catch and shoot in rhythm. Don't take that. Don't take that one step dribble. I mean, you're the pro though. Like I ain't gonna say I shoot better than Duncan Robinson. So do your thing. But if he had hit that shot, oh, you wouldn't have heard the end of it. That would have been absolutely electric. And I can only wish for that. But no, coming down to it, I was with you. I was confused what Marcus Smart's decision making was in that moment, or like just like why go with that shot in that moment. I personally like I questioned it immediately. I was just like, okay, we'll take that. Like we'll take that immediately. Um, it came out the rim. I thought it was over. I thought it was over. I was excited, but then like nervous because you don't see my Heat players celebrating. You don't really know for sure until you see the replay. I didn't see the space between his hand or anything when it had happened.
That's why I was hyped.
I
I was like,
was
come on.
I can say game 6 was like one of the best games I've ever watched, but I don't know if I've been more hurt after like watching a game. I was truly upset. Very upset.
Well,
And
like
you can talk about the fouls in the third quarter. I understand that. You guys still have more free throws in the entire game. But but it was just an absolute incredible performance, an incredible show, I would say, honestly, because that's what we got treated to. It was a show. But to end that way, I mean, I can tell you Jimmy made those 3 free throws, and I was just screaming in my house, ice cold, ice in his veins. I'm busting through the door of my roommate. Let's go, Jimmy Butler to the finals. Let's go. And then he just was laughing because he was like, it was all this screaming, all that, and then just pure silence. And all he heard was like from the TV, and the Boston Celtics will win and force a game 7 and try and make history. And he just like comes out like I can tell you for literally 10 minutes. I don't think I moved. I was just like staring at the floor, head in my hands. Ugh, the emotions of a sports fan, of a diehard sports fan. It's real. It's a real thing to deal with. It was emotional. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was it. I thought that was a series. I did not like going back to Boston. We already won 2 games there. Can't really feel confident necessarily about winning game or winning another one. I mean, I was saying it in the group chat. I'm saying 8-7 just because you have to speak it into existence. We know it's a rule. Damn, was that hurt?
See, like you can have those emotions. I'm really like glad you shared that because like now it's completely about to flip. Right? I was on cloud. I was so happy. Like, let's go. Season 7. We were speaking in existence since we were down 3-0. I had that slimmer of hope. And oh my goodness, we're gonna move on to game 7, y'all. What a dud. You don't show up when it's game 7. We've had this debate quite a few times, which we're about to get into it at the end of this like segment, but injuries. Jason Tatum was not 100%. He did roll his ankle bad, but am I going to
on play one? On play one.
Yeah, on the first minute, right? Obviously that hurts, but I'm not going to blame it on that. That means Jaylen Brown, you got to shine, right? This guy wants a supermax. Go earn it, right? And here's how you earn it. You ready? Shoot 1 for 9 from 3. Well, that's pretty bad. 8 turnovers. Yank, you do not win a game with 8 turnovers by one person. My man almost had a double-double with turnovers, and they had 19 points. Tatum still had 14, didn't shoot the well, but he couldn't do anything. Derek White showed out 18. Like, he was trying to be defense. He was trying to be the only spark for the Boston Celtics, Yank. So, huge shout out. Derek White definitely earned his contract. Marcus Smart was kind of nowhere to be seen. Al Horford really wasn't a dominant player that game. I will say Robert Williams was, but the big thing was the guy we went and got out, the 6th man of the year, Malcolm Brogdon. He was hurt game 5, and then game 6 and didn't play. And then he played only about 7 minutes, and put up 0 points, right? He was minus 15 in the points plus minus category, which is awful. So we had 2 injured guys out there a lot of the times, but you can't blame it on injuries. That's not Coach Missoula, right? Give Sam Hauser some more minutes. Peyton Pritchard's played in these minutes. You know what I'm saying? Play them over the injured guys, and obviously you got to
I'm
lead team.
actually surprised we didn't see a little bit more Pritchard because I thought he's a decent role player. I mean,
And giving Grant Williams, who hasn't really played that much, 16, I think is kind of outrageous. So at the end of the day, I do think he got coached, and I'm not blaming it on injuries because you've got to be able to adapt and be flexible. But at the same time, your Robin's now got to become the Batman. It's hard to do, and it was depressing. You talk about so sad. I legit just laid in my bed face down, like wanted to cry. I'm like, here it comes. Like I've been hyping up the season the entire time. When to go out lose like that. So the question comes, Jank, would you rather lose as a buzzer beater, which happened to you, or on the flip side, lose by 30, 20, whatever it was. I think it was a 20-point win.
well, I mean, with the situation, obviously the loss by 20 in game 7 hurts a lot more because the season is now over. At least, like, yeah, I lost, but I could still like have that sliver of hope. Like, we've got another chance. So that there was still that at least to get through it. And then obviously game 7 for it to go how it went, which I mean, you said it all. Jason Tatum, I can't deny that he was like there's no talent. He was definitely not 100%. He rolls his ankle. I want to say it was like first like real play, like
Rebound.
series of plays. Yeah,
Or
that happened, and from there you can tell the aggressiveness of whether or not he wanted to, he just physically wasn't able to. And I mean that happens.
like I said,
Jalen Brown. I mean, we definitely are gonna have that argument, but like I have stood by this guy for the last 2 seasons.
and the lights came on, and what happened? What
Yeah,
happened?
well, I mean, I
In
can't
the
say that
finals,
because the
in
lights
the
were on from
finals, what
last
happened?
season, and
Dribbling off his shoe. Some things never changed. I love
the
JB.
lights were on last season, and he did just fine. But
No,
that was an
didn't. Go look at the
that
finals.
was an absolute dud of a performance. And yeah, no, there's no question at this point that Jalen Brown is number 2. This is Jason Tatum's team. This team goes as Jason Tatum goes. I can't argue that anymore. I simply can't after watching this series. 8 turnovers. That's the big one. And that was like, I want to say that was within like the first half or first 3 quarters.
I think
Like
three.
it was, yeah, I don't, that wasn't even the full game. So just pretty atrocious all around. And then, I mean, to shoot under 40%, I mean, it's a make or miss league. I mentioned it earlier. You got to make shots. And the Boston Celtics honestly just didn't make their shots in this game. I mean, the 32 of 82, I want to say it was like 39% shooting.
Not good.
9 of 42 from 3. Like that, it's over with. So, I mean, that says it all. And I mean, you guys did have your runs. You did have your runs, but this is where you do, and I will give the props, and I will be buying a Caleb Martin jersey, especially if he re-signed last summer. If we want to extend him, he just earned it. I do not care. But that for him to hit every shot the way he did the moment y'all seemed to be like mounting some momentum or charging on a comeback, it was incredible to watch. I mean, 11 to 16 shooting. It was efficient. It was an efficient performance, and it was a shutdown, closeout game type of performance. And hopefully, he can just continue that as we move forward. But he made a name for himself in Game 7.
It was, and I know I heard rumors that Jimmy Butler threw the player of the series trophy in the trash. Said, "Hey, we're gonna go win a bigger one." Like went up to Caleb Martin and said that. I don't know if that's true, but like, all right, I get it. You want to go win the big one, but you just threw away like the Larry Bird ECF
Maybe I don't
player
know
of the
about
series.
that. Yeah,
I
I don't
heard
know
it. Like,
about
go look it
that.
up. But end all be all, Caleb. Yeah,
That'd be
Caleb Martin
awesome.
popped off. He amazing. It sucks seeing it. You see all these dudes starting hitting their shots. You see Duncan hit a few of them in that game as well. And like you said, he just missed everything. Oh my goodness. We couldn't throw a pebble into the ocean. Like it would have missed. It would have hit off a boat. Something would have happened. And it is sad. And that's why you just get no hope. Like you just can't go like, oh, this person's high. He makes a three over. Let's go. Right. That can't happen when you
Yeah,
miss.
and maybe I don't know. Maybe the Celtics came just into this game like thinking that home court was gonna like give them some advantage. It just I don't know. It just was not there.
They didn't have enough in the tank. I mean, end all be like they're awful at finishing games straight up, but like having to play 7 game series against a very good, the MVP Philadelphia 76ers, like that's tough. You know what I'm saying? Like if we would have had the New York Knicks, like we're winning too. You know what I'm saying? Like I think if the Heat had the Sixers, that's a whole nother story. Which at this point I can't even say anything because they're the ECF champs. Like they have proven it through beating the 1 and the 2 seed. So it just sucks. I'm trying to like speak some positivity. And for you to say JB and like all those people are Jaylen Brown, like I get it. Jaylen Brown's my dude.
I mean, I was riding that Jaylen Brown train, but I have to confess
He's not
that
the dude. He is a dude.
He's not. Yeah, he's not the dude. But do y'all pay him the super max?
No. You save that for Jason, then you get Marcus Smart. He's still alive, like a good person on the team that you need to pay a lot of money to. He's the defensive player of the year, right? He has that accolade. Now,
yeah, but do you just get rid of Jaylen Brown then?
No, you keep that core, but
what if he don't want
trade,
less than the super max?
Do you blow it up and go get someone else with a super max? You know, do you trade? I would Robert Williams package Robert Williams and Jaylen Brown. Like if we're playing 2K, that's a whole lot of trade value. Which we're
gonna get a good big.
Go get a dominant big, like the big, like you're telling me you can go. I really don't even know like what big I would want to go get or would even.
Well, that's the thing, and I think that's the question that people keep asking. It's like I would blow it up, but who do you go get that's actually better?
You're not going to get all these draft picks, like
unless you go get the number one. Who do you get that's actually better than him? Because he is great.
Do you blow it all up? Go get Victor Wembanyama. Like here you go, Robert Williams and Jaylen Brown.
Is that possible?
Come on down. I don't know if that cap space would happen, but don't want to talk about it too much because it's driving me nuts because the Celtics start playing tonight. Your Heat are. It wouldn't say it was a disappointment. The team still played. In my eyes, you still keep the same. Maybe make 1 or 2 trades to get more of a dominant power forward center. I know I've been saying that for the Boston Celtics, something that they've been lacking. Some dudes can just dominate in the post because they are a 3-point shooting team. And Robert Williams does well. I mean, he's just not too much of a threat off the ball. Like, he's a putback king, lob monster. That's why he's called Lob Rob. So once again, we'll talk about it. I'm getting on a tangent there, but yes, your Heat did win. I am sad, and it's a wrap. Moving on.
Eat her up, baby!
Oh my. Let's go Nuggets. Speaking of, let's talk about this finals preview. All right, finals preview talk. Let's drop.
Did you just air quote it? Did you just air quote it?
What?
Oh, I thought you air quoted this finals preview. Yeah, come on.
Let's talk about it. What are your thoughts going in?
Worried. I can't. I
worried since the first round.
Yeah. But we have been the absolute most resilient team in the playoffs. So I mean, obviously, I feel like we got a shot. I still remember the last time we played the Nuggets in the playoffs and we were getting chippy. Or not the playoffs, that was regular season, I want to say, with Marcus Morris. Yeah. But anyway, for there still to be the history, for there still to be a little bit of the chippiness possibly from back in the age, for there to be the bulletin board material, the way the two coaches love to talk. I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait to watch this game tonight. But I look at it as we got to steal something on the road. It's hard to play in Denver, but we are one of the most conditioned teams, and we have nobody believes that we're going to go win this series. So we have nothing to lose. We might as well go ahead and give it a shot. So we'll see what happens, but I am all in at this point.
Let's go Nuggets. Denver stand up.
Come on, dude.
You know what?
Come on.
No, I could not live on this podcast if he have this magical run and win a title. I cannot.
It would be the greatest title.
You had your time. I'm going to go off about this NBA preview. I cannot live. You already had a fantastic season 3 of the podcast. We cannot just let Zizzy keep on winning here. All right, Nuggets fans, get loud. I know y'all are out there. Go crazy. But at the end of the day, this should be a whomping. This should be a gentleman's sweep on paper. You know what, danggummit? Paper's got to last at some point. All right. Here's the thing. The reason why I'm kind of been more upset, like I love Jimmy Butler, Himmy, right? But like all these antics of he texted some person, DM some person saying, "Hey, I'll buy you a Miami like hotel and front row tickets for the finals." Like while they were the 8th seed, right? They already had their flight booked to Denver after at Boston. Like, come on now, throwing away the ECF trophy. Like, not even holding it. If you watch the video, he shakes his head. Like, I kind of like that. Like, okay, I get it. Like, oh, you've been here before. Like, we don't need to hold it up anymore. But I'm tired of it. I want the Nuggets, who have been both these teams have not been looked upon. They have both been not relevant in this series, and here they are. This is like non-relevance NBA Finals. But Nuggets are the better team. Jokic, nobody is guarding Jokic on that team. Nobody is big enough. Bam, good luck.
Bam.
Jokic is going to go bam all on the rim, all right? And he's going to throw an assist. He's going to go off Jamal Murray. Who's going to guard Jamal Murray, right? He is a way better guard. Okay, fine. Go guard him, all right? Because then you still have defensive specialists, which I don't think they're going to get off as many threes.
Caleb Martin, Gabe Vincent.
They're not going to show when it's Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon. They're way bigger dogs. I look at the one in the background. You might need to get
so are the Celtics and the Bucks.
But they didn't have a should have been MVP caliber player. Jokic, Jamal Murray is on a tear. Jamal Murray is 1B right now. Jokic is 1A. Jamal Murray is 1B. Like that's a 2-hit combo, and they are not ready for that. They have been a one-trick pony. Boston, you could say not as much, right? But we've known that it is Jason Tatum's team. But New York, I don't want to talk about New York series, right? That was a win. That we knew y'all were winning that one.
We knew we were going.
But like the Milwaukee Bucks, right? Middleton hasn't really been a dude lately. It was Giannis' team, and when Giannis was out, you really hosing on him. Like, same thing that Boston did a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now they got dudes on Denver. And, they have made it over the hump. They've played some of these great teams. It's about time. Denver Nuggets, let's go.
Yeah, I would think he would have been the opposite. Like, hey, all's fair in love and war.
No.
Like, the Heat won. Like, it's the same thing you were trying to say last year if the Celtics had won the finals. Like, this is legitimately the greatest title run of all time. Like, the second ever AC to go to the finals. If we win this thing, there is nobody outside our fan base that believes that we're going to do this. We gonna get it done, son. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited. It starts
Magic
tonight.
has to run out. Playoff Jimmy will run out.
See, that's the thing. I think he had his bad games. Game 5, Game 6 had his bad games. Playoff Jimmy's back. MJ 2.0. He ain't back.
He packed his bags. Probably already got that trip scheduled back to Miami.
Dang. No, I mean, yeah, probably for like Game 6 or something,
Good save. I just can't do it. And, I always root for you when you go to the fantasy football championship, when you're up in the pick'ems. Like, I respect that because that's our show and we got to represent. You're practically my teammate at that point, unless we were playing against each other. But, like, as a fandom, as every time we talk about basketball, you can say, Miami Heat are champs. Beat y'all in Game 7. Y'all choked it. I can't do it. So, for all things that Nuggets, please prevail. Like, come on.
Yeah, and I mean, they are, let's be real. I mean, they've handled their business. They played I wouldn't say probably the toughest run, but I mean, they've played extremely tough competition.
Probably top 5 hardest run.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Timberwolves, man. But I mean, when you look at to go and beat the Suns and the Lakers, very prominent, very respectful teams, and to do it convincingly. I mean, it took.
That's the scary thing. That's
it took historic numbers from Devin Booker, and I mean with 35 plus point help from Kevin Durant to even win 2 games. Lakers got swept. LeBron dropped 30 and a half and they lost the game. Like, come on, dude.
That's what I'm
These
saying.
guys are real.
The Nuggets should be licking their chops. Yes, Boston lost. They'd actually give us a run.
Everybody believes that. I think I agree with you.
But everyone kind of had the Lakers. Everyone thought the Lakers would go to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Denver ain't got it. They're going to go out short. So both these teams have been the underdog. Now that the Nuggets are the overdog, let me hear you. Whoop, whoop. The overdog. what will they do? Will they still have these great games that it takes the Suns and the Lakers, those dominant wins? I don't know. Did I scare your dog?
No, I was actually hoping that you had got him excited. Yeah, you were like, hoo. I was like, you excited? Like, let's get it up. Let's
No,
go.
not the Heat dog over there.
Yeah.
But no, so it's really they are the favorite. Can't like majorly the favorite. Can they accept that and go prevail? You know what I'm saying? Most of these teams didn't rise to the occasion. Can they rise to the occasion? I think so.
And they're real. I'm not gonna discredit Denver, but damn, am I full of belief right now. Dang, am I full of belief right now. Like somebody get the logs. We're starting a fire. The heat is here, baby. Let's go. Oh gosh. Oh, the excitement is actually electric. I am so, like we're about 30 minutes away, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a night to remember in a great way because I'm gonna speak it into existence.
Look, my man is laughing over here. Everyone who is listening, this is the Mickey Z podcast. We brought up the ECF and an NBA Finals preview. We're going to try to keep on keeping that consistency is key. We're going to keep on bringing those interviews. It's interview season, our episodes, but it is interview season. So be on the lookout for all those. And if you want to be on the Mickey Zizzy podcast, we're out here just growing our love for sports, doing our thing, and wishing that the Miami Heat will lose. That's a big thing on the.
Whoa, hang on, dude. We're not gonna do this beautiful
Where's
send
the
off.
genie from
We're
Aladdin?
not gonna do a beautiful send off and then have me co-sign it with that. Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'll do better. But all for real, we appreciate everyone watching, listening. Go to that YouTube, check it out. Go to Spotify, check that out as well. If you're just driving in the car, it's a great thing to get you from work. And we're always gonna keep on getting better and keep on loving the sports and be on the lookout for a crazy couple of weeks because it could get dicey.
Starts tonight, baby. Let's go. I've been talking sports. It's the matchup. Mickey here with Zizzy. Yeah, we cutting it up. Just a couple athletic enthusiasts. You know what it is. The Mickey Zizzy podcast. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.